Aloha everyone, this is Stephanie with the Whispering Dragonfly coming to you with your pick a card messages for what toxic behaviors or patterns are in your way of alignment with love. So we're going to look at what you are bringing to the table that would be keeping you from your desired outcome and the practical ways to make a change so that you can come into alignment with love. So there is a trigger warning here that we are looking into sensitive emotional topics for you, and I would highly recommend to watch the intro that is starting right now. Aloha everyone, this is Stephanie with the Whispering Dragonfly coming to you with a really interesting pick a card reading. This is to find out what toxic traits have not quite been healed in you yet that are keeping you from your alignment in love or in love with your specific person. So before we get started on the pick a card readings, I just wanted to channel a few things that have been coming through to me about the energies of right now. This is being recorded on a new moon in Cancer, so relationship things are up, house and home, how to move things forward in a nurturing way is up in all of us. Okay, so this is a timeless reading, but it does bring in the energies when you get this. Okay, so what has been up for me is and what Spirit's been showing me is the realization of the unhealed parts in my own nervous system. So in order for us to receive anything, love, money, just truly anything, we need to be in alignment with the love within inside ourselves. So first and foremost, love starts with inside ourselves. Now I'm noticing for myself and for a good portion of the collective that there are abandonment wounds and things from childhood that are up for a good portion of us. And when we have a romantic partner, the purpose of our family and the partner is to show us our shadow self and learn to integrate our shadow self. So especially these deeper divine partnerships that I channel soul level partnerships here at the Whispering Dragonfly. So we're looking at these deeper type of relationships rather than the flings and what have you. And sometimes, let's be honest here, everyone, sometimes you're the toxic person. I had to get to the point in the last few days, like, whoa, I'm the toxic one. I haven't healed these particular abandonment wounds or learned how to express my emotions as they come and in a healthy way, and therefore repression leads to explosion, right? And that doesn't do well in relationships, and we can end a lot of suffering if we get into alignment with who we really are. And sometimes there's past programming from childhood, etc. So for instance, for me, my mom I'm always transparent on my channel, so if you're new, welcome. I give my real life stories because that's how the energy gets through the talk story. And so, for instance, my mother, super psychic, really intuitive, but no one heard her, right? And so because she couldn't express it, she ended up self-medicating through drugs and alcohol. And I was estranged from my mother from the time that I was around 5 years old. And with very brief encounters throughout my life. And then she passed away when I was 26. I'm now 41, right? So with that, there was a lot that I had to do. I had to grow up way before my time. I was already alerting family members if my mom, at 4 years old, if my mother was inebriated or under the influence in some way, I would go and get my grandmother to make sure that we were safe and everything. So there is a lot there. And I've unpacked it through the years, and but I have noticed that in my relationships, there is this needing to prove myself, feeling like there's abandonment coming around any corner, not really trusting. And that's unfair to the partner that you have or the partner that you wish to have, to project those wounds onto them because they did not wound you, right? And so this is a learning, and we are always in growth. And romantic relationships specifically, and really deep soul level relationships specifically, teach us about our shadows, and they help us to grow. So do understand that if you're in this growth pattern, if you've been single for a really long time, so what I noticed, I've been single for a really long time, I'm still technically single, right? But in relating with a person that I'm loving, so in relating with a person that you're loving, if it's been a long time in between, and especially if it's been a long time in between significant relationships, I'm not talking about little here and there things that you didn't really put your heart into. I'm talking about heart-centered relationships. Oftentimes, because we haven't been practicing relating in that way, those wounds have been kind of stuffed down and under the surface. And when we enter into these relationships, now all of a sudden Pandora's box is opened, because now we're in the energy of relating in a certain way that we hadn't been previously. And now those things come to the surface to be healed, to be changed, to become aware of. Remember, we're all moving into 5D and beyond consciousness. The fifth dimension is the dimension of awareness and expanded consciousness. So this is where we become aware, and aware of the more, aware of the oneness of everyone, but also aware of the integration needed in our shadow side in order to expand the consciousness. So do understand, if you have things up that feel a little bit toxic, that feel a little bit challenging emotions, it's there so that you're on the brink of expanded consciousness. You're on the brink of changing a sometimes many lifetimes long pattern. Many of us are here to heal our ancestral wounds. And when that happens, there's a lot of physical emotions that come through. And remember that energy in motion is what emotion means. Energy plus motion, right? So energy just moves through. That's the emotion. It's not meant to be held and suppressed and held in the body. So oftentimes when we hold things in the body that we're not ready to express or admit, that sometimes there's shame around how we're feeling. I noticed myself being very embarrassed that how an outburst the other day of energy was very much like a tantrum from a small child that didn't get its way, that felt really hurt and rejected. And so how I handled that, I was embarrassed by that, but there's no need to be embarrassed. It's part of the change process. So do understand that you're going to have a mix of emotions, and there's different places on your timeline that's being revisited. And some of those may be very core childhood wounds. So you might notice yourself responding in a way that might be childish. And that's okay. We give ourselves grace as we are moving through the change process and the healing process, okay? So in this video, just issuing a little bit of a trigger warning, we're going to be looking at what traits within you that might be a bit toxic, that are no longer serving you, and how you can realign with love. What steps you can take to realign with love itself. Because in order to have your specific person or manifest in your partner, spouse, whatever you're looking to manifest in love, you have to be love. Love loves through you. And in that loving through you, it brings up the parts of you that have been, where love has been hidden, the parts of you that need to be most loved. You know, for me, I have an abandoned child in me that was literally abandoned at the stage that one needs a mother. And so that part of me always needs special attention, and it's up to me to mother myself and give that part of me love so that I'm not bleeding that wound onto other people. Okay, and so same's true for all of us. We all have different things that we're here to heal in ourselves and then bring it forward into our strengths. And so it's no wonder that I work with clients who have had parents that have drug or alcohol problems, or they themselves have had that, or they've been abandoned or cheated on or left behind. Okay, because I have learned and am learning to continually progress to a higher level in my emotional quotient, and so that I can share that with you guys, okay, and with my clients offline here. So I just wanted to add that, to know that there is no judgment here. What we're looking for is how to actively align with what you want, but also being self-aware enough to see that sometimes you're bringing the toxic behavior to the table. Now, I'm not saying that your person doesn't have that. They have their own childhood wounds, but you can't control your specific person's behavior. You can't control anyone else's behavior, but you can control your own self-awareness and being aware of what you're bringing to the table that may be creating some dissonance, so that you can move into harmony. Sometimes it's good for us to get that aha moment of where we are in our process and in our emotions. Sometimes it's hard to discern what the emotion is because there's so much shifting and changing, especially within a romantic partnership or a wanted romantic partnership. And this is an opportunity to see where we are, accept where we are, and to let it go, okay? And to move forward into, okay, what steps can I take to make that alignment? So I just wanted to give that little intro there for you guys, because I know this topic can be a little triggering, but on my channel I really want for us to grow together spiritually and in our own emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual bodies, right? Because my intention for my channel is that we come into individual sovereignty, where we trust our own intuition and we know ourselves enough first, because you have to know yourself first before you can ever relate to anyone else in a healthy manner. And so my goal is that we have that personal sovereignty, okay, each and every one, and that we work together. So these videos are building onto your personal sovereignty. They're building onto you being able to read the energy for yourself and check in here or there, okay? Tarot is meant to be a snapshot of the energy so you can have a conversation with your own sub and unconscious mind and make the changes necessary to come into alignment with what you want. Because you, my friends, are the creators of your reality. And so once we start to take responsibility, okay, remember, responsibility is respond to your ability. That changes in every moment. When we're sick, we don't have as good of an ability as when we were super healthy and feeling full and vibrant. So we accept where we are with grace. We look at the behaviors that may be keeping us as a block from our goals and outcomes, and we move forward, remembering that change is the only constant. Okay, so that's the intro for you. Hopefully you guys watch this part, because it is the preamble to the pick a card part, and I'm going to go ahead and get on into the video. So pile 1 will be coming up next. Okay, so I will see you in your chosen reading. All right, and see you soon. Aloha pile 1, this is Stephanie with the Whispering Dragonfly, coming to you with your pick a card reading for what toxic behaviors are you bringing to the relationship, and how can we realign with your goal and outcome? What steps can happen in order to come into alignment with what you truly want? Okay, so trigger warning here. This is where we're looking at what you bring to the table that maybe is in the shadow side, so that you can make the changes necessary to be in alignment with love itself. Okay, we cannot change our specific person or anyone else around us, but we can change ourselves, and the goal is to be in loving and becoming a welcome channel for that. All right, so we're going to look into what behaviors are keeping you from your goal, and they may be things that you're not really aware of yet, or you're aware of but just don't know how to move forward, and we're going to look into that. So before we get started, I want to say thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting that bell button. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for donating and tipping. All of that's helping my channel to grow. I really want to add some beautiful membership options and things. So please help me, if you're enjoying this, to grow my channel so that I can offer that for you guys and put in the additional time to bring more to you, right? Okay. Also, if you'd like a private reading or want to buy any of my energy jewelry that I've made, those links are in the description box below, as well as I do a, if I could talk right now, here we go. I do a drawing every month for free to enter, free to win, for a 30-minute session with me personally. If you're interested in that, I'll let you know at the end of the video how to enter that, as some are here just for the messages. Okay, you chose the tear or the tear, okay? So one of the toxic traits, or the, we'll call it more denser traits that you are bringing to the table, is I feel like you're having a hard time to let go. So there may be a lot of mourning. This feels kind of like the raindrop. It's like a melancholy that's flowing through you. So there may be sadness, you may be in separation, but what Spirit's saying is one of the toxic traits is like you have a hard time of letting go of the past and past hurts and situations, and it's affecting your current relationship. So I feel like, and if you guys didn't listen to the intro, please do. I shared some of my story and, why we're looking at these toxic traits. And so, some of this is genetic, as in some of you may tend towards depression or melancholy as a genetic trait, okay? But we do have the choice of letting go of that past. So many of you are stuck in a past energy, and it's affecting the current movement forward. This past energy, I feel like there has been a person that you loved, that disappointed you. It didn't work out the way that you wanted it to, okay? And you're holding on to the hurt. Even if you still want that person as a specific person, it's sort of split. Some of you want that person back and some don't. But any way it goes, they cannot come in the way that you want them if you're holding on to them being this past energy. And I feel like too, with this group, this particular behavior has been passed down through the generations, okay? And it's affecting you physically as well. So they're showing me not only feeling a bit depressed or melancholy, but you're holding pains in your body. So some of you, like they're showing me, what is that called? Fibromyalgia may have presented. This isn't going to be for everyone. I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing or anything. I'm just giving you the energy of what it's feeling like in me. So there's like stomach aches, so irritable bowel type of situation. Many of you have migraines, low energy, fatigue. And it's because you're holding on to the past and it's pulling your life force, okay? And I remember my dad said something to me, and so this is a continuation of the story from the intro, but I was really upset about something about a year and a half ago, before I made some big moves that have really blessed me. And I said, I don't know how to move forward because mom left me, and so it's like I'm always scared of being abandoned. And my dad said, I'm sorry that happened to you, but you do know that it doesn't exist anymore. So you're not that person that was abandoned. Yes, it happened. He's like, but it doesn't exist anymore. And the way he said that, I'm like, it doesn't, unless I choose to keep going back to it. That period of time has already passed. There's no changing it. And I feel like for you guys, you get stuck in this loop of thoughts, and it's causing a projection onto your person that they are not giving to you, okay? Like they are not the person that abandoned you, hurt you, and it's like if you continue to hold on to grudges, they cannot show up differently for you because you see them in the grid of this one hurt me, right? And even if you love them and you feel this attachment to them, there's this resounding resonance that's saying, this one hurt me, this one caused a tear, this one made me cry. We can't, you're holding on to your specific person or the people from the past that hurt you as a template of what love is, and that's not what love is. That's what attachment is. That's what wounds are. That's not what love is. Love is free, okay? Love is a sense of freedom, rejoicing, okay? It's non-attachment is what love is. Attachment that we formally kind of know, at least in Western culture, as being what love is, or romantic love, is actually showing unhealthy attachment styles. All right, and especially in our Hollywood and romance movies, there's a very off energy about that, right? Because it's grasping for each other's energy rather than flowing together in the now. All right, let's look at what traits you've got going on that are in the way. Okay. Okay. And this one. Okay. Yep. So we have the 9 of Coins, 6 of Wands, Strength, Tower. All right, and then 9 of Swords. Okay, so definitely with you, one of the toxic traits and the tears, because you are holding on to the past, there's some fear there. And so you feel like you have to be extra strong and prove yourself and be recognized for being strong and independent. 9 of Coins is the single card. I feel like with this group, with career and other things, you are extremely successful, or you're moving into success because what you think about, you bring about. But because there's this underlying resonance of, will I be abandoned? Does this person love me? Am I good enough? There's almost this false mask that you're wearing of trying to prove yourself to be so independent that you don't need anyone or anything, and that you're strong. And that's great to be strong, but the strength card in Leo comes from true self-confidence. It comes from taming the beast inside, and it's through taming the beast through gentleness is the actual strength. And it can often indicate fear around what you're wanting to accomplish. So it's almost this false mask and bravado. Your ego is really overcompensating because it's been in the past. It says, I don't want to be hurt again. I don't want to go through these changes. Okay. But I feel like what's happening is you've been resisting the changes by staying in the past. And now Spirit's bringing about the Tower. Okay. The Tower comes when there's something that needs to change. You've been needing to change this pattern. This is not news to you, okay? I'm not telling you something that you don't already know. But this Tower comes when we've had a bit of a refusal to let go, right? So this is the whole thing. There's been a refusal to let go of the past, to let go of the energies that no longer serve. So Spirit's intervening and doing it for you. They're saying, you know, it's time to release this stinking thinking. It's time to release this. And how you do it, we're going to look into what steps you can take to be a cooperative component to your change, rather than Spirit having to come in and like wallop you, right? Because sometimes that happens. It's love and light, but it's also shadow too. You got to have both in order to be a material being. You got to have the sound to hold the light and the electricity. So there's we don't release our shadow, we integrate our shadow. It's a necessary. No one can live without it. It's a yin and yang. All right. But in this case, there's so much bravado going on and almost distraction. So many of you have distracted yourself with career or distracted yourself with focusing anywhere but love and your emotional feelings. And now the Tower is making you see it, okay? And that might be why you're attracted to this video. But let's look at what steps you can take to release the past truly and integrate it. Because, you know, with our past experiences, even the worst past experience that you've had, there's always a positive learning. Okay, we always learn something from it. With every romantic partner, with every like shitstorm that we go through, we learn something from it positively. We learn and grow. And so this is an opportunity for you to kind of go back in and go, okay, wherever this started, what did I learn from that? What was the positive learning from the past? Some of you are holding on to somebody as a scapegoat. Like, this is the only person who will ever love me like that, when it wasn't love in the first place. It was this back and forth aggressive control thing. But you can learn from that. And so this is your eyes moving into the position of seeing clearly after being in melancholy for quite some time. So what steps can they take for pile 1, Spirit? What steps can they take to realign with love and their true self? Because your true self, actually, like inside, there's this soft kind of teddy bear self about you. There's this gentleness inside of you that just wants to be appreciated and loved as is, and not need to wear all these masks, not need to prove that you're strong, you know. So let's see. What steps can they take? They actually want me to use a different deck, so I will. So we're going to clarify for the steps that you can take with the Light Seers deck. We're going to bring light to your situation. We were using the Tarot of Dreams to find out in which ways you might have been in this lower level energy. Okay? So what steps can they take? Oh, that's a lot, please. And you got another Tower that flew out there, all right? This is saying go with the flow of the change, all right? So first and foremost, if anything's leaving your life, let it frickin' leave, because it's not for you. If anything's coming in that feels good, let it come in, all right? Go with the flow of the Tower, the change, all right? It's unexpected. This is Uranus type of energy, Mars energy here as well. But they're showing me unexpected change. So what can they do? I'm giving that a good shuffle, they said. What can they do? Okay, y'all gotta stop bringing out 14 cards at once. To realign with love, to realign with your outcome. Let's see what practical steps that you can take. Okay. All right, I like this. Beautiful. Whoa, okay, you're about to go through big change, pile 1. You have the Tower that tried to come out in the pre-shuffle here, just came out to clarify the Tower. Okay. All right, let's see here. All right, and I saw that in the pre-shuffle too. First and foremost, what you can do here, this indicates the thinking patterns that are happening with you. And then clarifying the Six of Wands is the Sun. All right, moving back into wholeness. How you do this, they're showing me a few different ways. For some of you, you might want to talk to somebody else, like a therapist or something else, to help you sort through your thoughts. This is what we were talking about earlier, is those confusing, conflicting, all the voices that have maybe been in your head for a while, telling you you're not good enough, telling you that the best was in the past, and you can't move forward. All of the different things. You're not lovable. You're not enough. All the things that inner sort of critic talks about. What Spirit's suggesting, they're showing me you doing a process of writing down all of those kind of inner critic thoughts, and then challenging them and saying, is this really true? And so, like, say that there's an abandonment wound. You write down when you were abandoned first, and then look at all the ways you say, is this really true in my life? And instead of looking at the abandonment, look at all the ways in which people have shown up for you, where you've shown up for yourself, where you've succeeded, and where people have, it could be a compliment from somebody from the drive-through was someone who showed up for you. It could be, someone showed up for you when you had a flat tire and a stranger helped you change your flat tire. It could be, someone that was just a casual friend showed up for you in your time of need to really help you to come back to wholeness, okay? This is you challenging those maybe negative or denser thoughts with a sunshiny thought. It doesn't mean, listen here, we're not talking about you leaping from sadness and despair into bliss. That's too far of an emotional jump. If you haven't seen the emotional scale, look up the emotional scale. You'll see images of it on Google. Some of it shows in a spiral, some of it shows in a table with frequencies, but every emotion has a frequency. What you're trying to do here is move those challenging thoughts to the next best frequency. If you're pissed off, the next frequency may be revenge. It might be a little higher level. And then it moves to boredom, optimism, happiness, love, all of that. But you can't get to love if you're down here on, I'm trying to pick this card up. If you're down here on the tier, okay, there's not love there. You can't get to love if you're on the frequency of despair. It's not on the same disc. It's not on the same radio wave. All right, think of emotions as radio waves. Our brain is a receiver, right? And it's a receiver of frequencies and sound waves and radio waves and all of the things, right? But it moves upon a wave. Just like emotions move in a wave, like the ocean. So some days, like today, the ocean's pretty calm. Some days it's doing the most, right? And so this is saying, challenge those negative thoughts. Find the next best emotion that you can find for that. If you have something really, really deep, the next emotion may be, if you're at complete apathy, which is kind of the lowest, that's close to death, okay? If you're at complete apathy, feeling sad or pissed off may be the next level emotion, but you just keep raising it, okay? And they're saying you're going to clear that out. The other thing is to communicate. And this is with strength. Now this is what Spirit's saying. This is you asking for help. This is you saying, you know what? I've been trying to do too much on my own, and this is what's causing these conflicting thoughts in me. And this is you asking your angels for help, or your higher being, whatever you talk to, God's source, whatever you call that which is more than you, or that higher part of you. So metaphysically asking for help, but also physically asking for help. You may need to ask the people around you, look, I've been trying to do too much, and it's not easy for me to ask for help because I'm the one that helps everybody else. But I really need a boost here, right? I need some help. Like, can you please communicate with me? And I feel like this is you taking the reins of your own life and your communication and moving forward. All right. The other practical step, we have the Tower with the Tower. My goodness. This is you saying yes to change. Spirit's saying this is about to change and quickly, and you get on board. All right. And it's freaking about time. You have been in this past energy for so long. And this says unexpected change, chaos, the rug pulled from beneath your feet, beliefs challenged. You are challenging those old freaking negative beliefs that says you have to wear a mask. That's not love. You're going to challenge those beliefs. That is the first and foremost step. What did I say right at the beginning when talking about this? You're going to challenge them, and you're going to find the next level frequency. There's homework with this particular reading. If you want to be in alignment, find the frequencies that match what you want. All right. It says destruction, being unsure of who you are. You're changing because you're no longer going to be identifying with this Nine of Swords, poor pitiful me, everything's freaking terrible, right? And you try to put a brave face on. I'm not like, people who met you may never know how much depression that you have. You're the one who helps everybody else, and you're sunshiny and you're laughing, and then you go home and cry your freaking eyes out because your nervous system is completely wrecked by trying to help everybody else out and not being honest about what you're feeling. Okay? And so that repression is now causing this change, and what they're doing is you're getting elevated. Look at the difference, okay, through this process of change, and it's coming in fast. You are about to completely change your belief system about who you are, and you're bringing it into alignment with your highest spiritual self. This is your higher self. This is your ego mind trying to tell you that things are bad and it's better to hold on to the past. This is your higher self saying, take the path of light. Look at what we have right here. Look at who you are. Look at the shining star that you are. No more. You're not staying in that depressed state and taking everybody's shit. You're going to hold to your value. Okay, you're going to a higher level spiritually and in love. All right, you're no longer going to take breadcrumbs from anybody, and it comes from letting that mask go, letting go of feeling like you have to be strong in the face of every challenge and and like that focus brings more challenges. But if you say, you know what, I learned from that, but here's the ease that I would like to be. Look at the difference in these energies. Look at the difference in the energy that you're in now to the energy that you're moving into. Night and day. Even in the cards, it looks like night and day. Okay? This is how you want to learn your lessons from now on. Joyful, centered in yourself, in your spirit, through spiritual law, through going with the flow of the universe, and you're creating the flow, taking one step at a time into the light. Okay, so this is really beautiful. I'm excited for you guys because this is showing me a 180-degree turn. You guys are moving into the bliss of who you really are, and you're letting go of those masks and feeling like you have to control everything in order for it to happen, and letting go of the bravado that you have all of your shit together. Nobody has everything together. None of us do. None of us know what's really going on. Okay, like you can take control of your life by admitting, look, I have these emotions. I'm expressing this, and I'm going to try to take it to the next best frequency. That's your main thing. That's the practical step. Let's get a Beyond Lemuria card to close out. We're going to bring in these higher level energies of the ancient land of Lemuria, or Mu. Okay, and let's see. Oops. Y'all are wanting to take big chunks. Take this step by step, okay? Like how the cards are falling out is like big chunks of energy. And I feel like that's where the overwhelm comes from, is you're trying to do too much at one time, okay? One of the first things that the kahuna said to me when I went to live with him and learn. All right. He said, you know, because I'm a diamond in my birth card, I'm the king of diamonds. And you, in our psychic realm, in spirit realm, we go through the different facets of the diamond. And he said, don't go too far, too fast. One facet at a time. Okay? If you go too far, too fast, you fry yourself out, and then you're back into the tear. You're back into the overwhelm. You're back into the past. But if you take it step by step, as evidenced here, this is the result. Okay? So you don't need to take on big chunks of energy. Just take it step by step, day by day. All right? Little things yield big, big progress. This isn't about overhauling everything. You know, do your journal and reconcile your emotions a little bit each day. Pick 5 emotions. Shit, if you can just do one emotion. There's no judgment. A little at a time, it gets easier the more that you commune with yourself. I know that's not an easy energy, but it will open you up to what you want. Beautiful. And we have the Star Seer. Okay, look at these 2 cards together, the Hierophant. You are a highly spiritual person. They want you to remember that. You are a seer. You may even be a psychic. Okay, look at this eye here. And look at this eye on the tear. Okay, you can use your eye for sadness, or you can use your eye for, look at this, it's almost exact, for spiritual progress, for love, laughter, joy. You can use your internal energy any way that you want. And you are a seer. You can see into the future. Okay, and look at this person that looks shadowy here, stepping up to the star. This is also telling me that your guides and your spirit team are helping you climb that ladder. You are not alone. Both of these, male and female, divine masculine and divine feminine, have shown up in almost the exact same picture. I've never seen this together like this. You are supremely protected, and they're trying to move you up out of the shadow and into the light. So call on your guides and your spirit team. If you haven't met them yet, do a little meditation. I've got some guided meditations on my channel playlist, so you're welcome to listen to those. I may do one where you meet your guides. That could be fun. So truly, you are extremely protected by the spirit realms. You are supposed to get this lesson in this lifetime. These cards are telling me that you are graduating. So you're going to release this past programming, and you're going to do it by choice. Spirit's coming on in. Like, you're going to make this change either way. I would say willingly jump out of the tower rather than continue to resist it, okay? So this is an opportunity for you to take the reins in your own hands, which I feel like you're going to do, because the Chariot, card of Cancer, while this is a timeless reading, we are on the Cancer new moon. So this energy of change and new cycles beginning is right here, okay? It's balancing your light and shadow. It's taking the reins of your own life and moving forward quickly. Quick energy. Quick energy. Quick energy. All right? So there is a change out of the melancholy very quickly, and it's because you've taken the reins to take control of your thoughts and move them into wholeness. Okay? So I hope those practical observations that you use them. Please let me know how it's going for you. Let me know about the shifts and changes that are indeed coming to you now through your commitment to your own process, to your commitment to wanting to be in alignment with love. And so please let me know in the comments as you go through this process. I would say do this process for 21 days at least. It takes 21 days to create a new habit, so it will become a habit for you to reconcile your thoughts. I really like this idea, so I'm going to take this advice too and start that process today, even this evening, before when I do my review of the day and what I'm wanting to manifest for the next day, so that during sleep cycle, that work can be done without me intruding, right? So very good. I'm going to leave it there. Okay, I know this was a longer one, but this is a change, and it's a good change for you. So thank you. For those who would like to enter the contest, here's how you do it. It's free to enter, free to win. You be a subscriber. So subscribe, hit that bell button, like and share this video, and then in the comment section below, just write, I am aligning with love. I am aligning with love. And this lets me know that you would like to enter the drawing. I'll do that on the 1st of the month and announce the winner, and hopefully it is you. So until next time, aloha. Aloha, pile 2. This is Stephanie with the Whispering Dragonfly, coming to you with a really transformative pick a card of what toxic traits are in the way of you being in alignment with love. So we're going to look at what you're bringing to the table from your shadow side, and what may be a bit toxic that you're not aware of, that is causing you to not receive the love that you're desiring or be in loving, okay? Because we have to let love through us. And if we're going to look at the places that have been unloved, where love has been excluded, and look at practical ways in which you can make a change here to realign with love and loving, okay? And if you are trying to manifest a specific person, remember it starts with you being the vibration of love and acceptance and harmony that you wish to have from the other person, so that that person can come in and match that vibration. So we're going to look at the ways in which you're maybe a little bit misaligned, so that you can come back into alignment. If you did not watch the intro, please do that. There is a lot of energy there talking about this, and I share some stories from my own life. So it's a quick blip it, I don't know, 11 to 13 minutes longer or so, but this will have energy and information for you. So I do highly recommend listening to the intro if you skipped that. Before we get started, I want to say thank you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting that bell button. Thank you for the donations and tips, and thank you for those who comment. Please keep sharing if you're really enjoying my readings. This is helping me to grow. I have lots of good ideas to bring you more content, open up membership, but I do need the subscribers to be, more, so that I can offer that much more time and dedicate more time to you guys. Okay, so loving that. Thank you for your support. If you want a private reading with me, that's or to purchase any of the energy jewelry that I make, that's in the description box below. And I do a contest every month for a free 30-minute session with me personally, free to enter, free to win. I'll let you know at the end of the video how to enter that drawing, as some are here just for the messages. Let's get right into it. All right, we have Eros. This is love as desire, eroticism, and sensuality. It's passion, playfulness, sexual health. It's also madness, projection, and obsession. Okay. So with this group, what is standing in your way is the yearning, okay? With this group, you may be slightly obsessed with the other. I feel like where love has not been is there's this really wanting the physical, okay? Physical desire. And that eroticism and sensuality. There's nothing wrong with being sexually healthy. In this particular case, the focus, I feel like, because there may have been lack, or you haven't quite gotten into that, or those of you who are physically intimate with your person, there's an emphasis on your side that's coming through as a bit of control through use of your sexuality. Okay, this is where you're getting your signals that you're loved, or you're only loved if you're sexual with someone, or you're only loved if you give those erotic moments. Okay, and we love when it's healthy, but we're looking at the toxic traits here. Okay, so healthy, you're so beautifully passionate, playful, you're healthy. But in this particular moment, we're looking at the toxic traits. So it feels like there's this needy quality or an obsessed quality. I feel like many of you have been obsessing over your specific person, even if you're in separation or never been together physically. It's like there's so much emphasis on wanting to be touched and desired and have that sexual union and be together physically. And I freaking get it. I've been there. I am there. Physical touch is my number one love language. All right. So when it's not there, it's confusing to me to feel love a different way. But what I'm learning for myself, and this is, I'm sharing my transformation that's happening, is that I am loved just because I'm me, and I don't have to put out or be in this particular way of being that feels like it's needy, that actually has been pushing away my desires. All right. So when we act needy and lusting after a desire, that pushes away the other person because it doesn't feel good on their other side. It turns into a bit of a projection, and it turns into a bit of a control drama. And so I don't feel like anyone, like in this particular group, there might be a small handful of you that use sex or your sexuality as a mechanism for manipulation. I'm not feeling that being the largest energy. For 99% of you, you've just been in a feeling of lack, and your focus being there has caused this almost obsessive desire to physically be with your person or be loved or wanted in that way. And that's a normal desire, but where it becomes unhealthy is when it becomes a bit obsessive. And you'll know this through your repetitive thoughts. Okay, I feel like with this group, there's repetitive thoughts about wanting, I need the physical closeness. Why doesn't he or she touch me? What, gosh, they've been missing. I'm missing them. And that's lack. So the universe says yes to whatever you're thinking. And so law of attraction says, oh, they must want the separation. Oh, cool. They're lacking the sexual intimacy. We'll give them more of that. We'll make more separation because that's what they want. The universe does not hear no, not, don't, okay? It drops the not out. So it's saying, oh, they do want this. So this is why we learn to speak in the affirmative. But in this particular situation, it's like I feel like you have been trying to find love through sexual union. But what's coming in for you, what we're transitioning out of is feeling like it comes from body first. What Spirit's saying is you're learning to build the foundation emotionally, physically, as a team to value yourself highly, and then bring in the sexual part of it. But if you're feeling obsessed, and if you feel like you have to be in action and desiring and lusting after, that starts the hamster wheel, and all it does is make both parties really, really anxious, okay? And then it eventually moves into an explosion of energy because it's not been expressed, and sexual tension in an appropriate way, like as in a playful precursor to actually being physical, that's natural and normal, but it doesn't feel bad. So notice how you're feeling, because we're looking at the toxic things, and it's like I feel like you mean well, but somewhere along the line you got really obsessed with this person and really focused on the lack of physical energy, or trying to compensate for your life, for love through physical intimacy. So this is either lack of or overtly stimulating in that way. Okay, let's get the cards out here. This is the wrong deck. That we need the Tarot of Dreams to look at what's the toxic behaviors that need to be changed in order to align with love. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, with this, we have the Emperor with the Knight of Cups. So you're coming through as doing romance through control. With this group, you may be missing the piece of what's best for both of you in the energy. So because this obsessive thinking has happened, you may be forgetting what's going to be best for your person. Okay, they may not be physically or emotionally ready to be in sexual contact with you. Because remember, I channel for high level relationships, for soul connections, for divine connections. So it may not be best for you yet to be in physical union. Okay, with this desire, the desire that you're having is coming forward to your other person as you trying to control them through love, through your body. Okay, you're coming through as it's my way or the highway. All right, the Emperor, yes, they have their stuff together. Like, you perfectly capable. You need you want your person, but don't need them. But at the same time, you're coming through as your energy is coming through as harsh. Okay, it's coming through with the sexuality in the negative aspect. Okay, because remember, sexual energy is neutral until we put a charge on it. And in this particular moment, it's coming through. Your sexual energy is coming through as that dark, seductive, and not the positive, healthy exchange. All right, where you're out of balance, okay, is what you're wanting is reciprocity. You're wanting balance. This is the moon in Taurus. Okay, this is equal give and receive. But what's happening is you're coming through with your wounds. All right, this is your wounds around the people of the past, all right, those who have backstabbed you. So what you've done is changed your focus. You've made it seem like love, reciprocity, the energy of what this is, gift from the universe. You've made it seem like it's a burden, or that you have to go back to do the same type of energy. And it feels like you keep doing the same thing over and over again. And sex does not mean love. Okay, it can, but in this energy, I feel like you're trying to prove yourself and in hopes of getting an equal give back from your person, or in love in general. All right, some of you may have gone through different partners and you're having the same result. It's like Einstein said, is doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result, is the definition of insanity. Okay, and this is you. This is what's standing in the way of having the true connection that you want. I also feel like you're coming through as impatient. All right, with this this dark side of Eros, and the Temperance card here. Temperance normally indicates patience or a need for patience. Things are working out. It's a positive card, so things are working out for you. Okay, you're just becoming aware of this. So impatience creates this. It's great for us to have desire. Desire is, we are here to be creators. We're here to desire and to shoot those desires into our vortex and come on into receiving them. All right. It's already done. But in this energy, you're grasping for it. You're obsessing. You're efforting. You're trying too hard. And this is like to prove yourself or to feel like you're wanted. All right. When we're lacking patience, okay, Spirit gave me this recently and I love it because they said, Stephanie, patience means that you absolutely believe and trust that what you have asked for is coming to fruition. So there's no need to grasp for it. When we're impatient, there's a sense of urgency because we feel like what we want is going to go away. We don't have true belief in it already having been solidified, okay, in the vibrational realm. We think it's not, it's basically saying, I don't trust spirit, so I won't be patient, okay? I'm impatient. I have a sense of urgency because I think I'm going to run out of time. You're thinking in lack, okay? And that's what they're wanting to help you to change so that you can see that you are an excellent creator and that spirit is helping bring the energies together, and you will have healthy sexual union. You will have that, okay? But right now, what's needing to change is that kind of darker sexuality that feels like I'm only important through my physical body. And remembering that we are spirit inside a physical body. We are not our bodies. This is our avatar. It's our machine for this virtual reality. And having the attachment to it is causing you, or feeling lack of attention or affection is causing you to be on the obsessive end. All right, so now we're going to look at how to bring light to this. How can you practically, what are the practical steps for pile 2 to change this? And no judgment here, all right? I always issue that trigger warning, like, because we're looking at the toxic side of things. I have this, okay? My main, like I said, my main love language is physical touch. So there's no judgment here. I absolutely have this pattern, something I'm trying to work on too. And to release. So I'm interested what Spirit has to say about what the practical steps are. Okay. What's the practical steps for pile 2 to move out of this obsession and lust and into their actual desire, the actual romance, because you want romance, okay? And I feel like you feel so strongly about your person, okay? But it's just a shift in the energy that needs to take place. How do they do that? Oh, okay, pile 1 got that. Practical steps. Beautiful. Wow. Okay, we got 10 swords again. Okay, at the bottom of the deck. So we have the Hanged Man with the Emperor. This is asking you to do a 180-degree turn. It's not saying to abandon your desires, but to look at it from the perspective of your chosen partner, what you want to bring in if you don't have a specific person in mind. The Hanged Man turns themselves upside down to see through a new perspective. And it's interesting with these runes on here. I'm going to tell you what they are. Around the circle here, so the process that you're going through, you have constraint, all right? So I do feel like you have felt constraint. We have disruption and separation. So many of you might be separated from your lover or the one that you wish should love you. And then we have journey. That's where you are right now. You're moving into initiation and then a gateway. The gateway brings you into yourself. We then have the warrior, partnership, and breakthrough. Okay? Right now, you're at this journey space. You're about to move into initiation. Watching this video starts the initiation for you. Then we move into gateway. So the practical thing is to do a bit of a life review, all right? Gateway says that you're standing at the gateway to your new life. You're standing at the gateway to yourself that then brings you into partnership, okay? You have to partner with yourself first before you can go partner with somebody else. And so this is saying when you're standing at the gateway, you don't just walk on, barrel on through it. That's the impatience of the arrows in obsession, okay? At the gateway, you stand there and you take a look at the past and do a life review, seeing what your positive learnings are. Now, pile 1 had a similar suggestion on how to move this energy. So you look at the past, you look at the ways, the positive learning, see what you got positively, what you learned from your previous relationships. For you, it's going to be your previous sexual relationships. So what did you learn from what seemed like failure? What did you learn? How did you grow? Okay, how did you change? What would you like to change? Okay, so you look through all of it and gather the positive learnings. Leave all the rest behind before moving through that gateway. Now, we have the 8 of Pentacles with the Knight of Cups. Okay, this is another one where I feel like you're going to do, Eight of Pentacles says that you work really hard at all that you do, but it also indicates cycles, and it indicates going within to master your craft. And in love, what I'd like for you to do, what Spirit's bringing forward here as a practical application of this, is to write out all of your qualities. Make it a daily practice to write out qualities that you love about yourself. Non-physical qualities, all right? If you need to add the physical in, do, but make sure that there are non-physical qualities there. What about your character? Because Pentacles have to do with values, what we value in this world, okay? Which is character qualities. We're going to go below the surface, okay? And so write out each day. You might even burn a little candle, but make it a little ritual for yourself to write out each day for the next 21 days, things that you love about yourself, qualities that, like integrity, you show up, okay, your discipline, your kindness, your gentleness, your go-get-itness, okay? Write out the qualities in yourself that you find amazing. And you may even ask friends or family members, hey, what's a quality in me that you, a positive quality in me that has affected your life positively? Okay, what's a quality that in me that has made you love me? As you know, what's made you love me, right? So ask some questions. This is you going inside and finding those qualities for yourself that are non-physical ways in which you are loved, and qualities that are lovable, because you're first and foremost you're learning to love yourself. And some of you may have not really loved your body for a lot. So if you have like body dysmorphia, because they're showing me like I've always carried a lot of extra weight, and I know when that started, and I'm working towards it, but it's always been a challenge for me. And so they're saying share this because some of your people are going through this too. It's been a challenge for me to love my body that I'm in. First off, I didn't when I first came to this planet when I was young, I didn't like, my brain was really advanced and my motor skills were behind, and so there was a constant frustration within me because I knew what I needed to do, but physically I was behind in my youngest years. And so they thought that I was having seizures because I wasn't connecting. I was so pissed off because my brain, so at like 3, I was tested and my brain was working at a 6 to 8 year old level, and my motor skills were working at a 1-year-old's level. And so it was like a disconnect, right? And so part of my job here is to learn how to love my body too, right? And I'm very kinesthetic, so, you know, licensed in massage therapy and everything, you know, so I've learned to have the touch and learn how to work my body. But I haven't always been very loving to it. So if you have had the case where you don't feel like you love your body very much, do add in ways in which you love your body and give it supportive things. But if you feel fine about your body and you've just been using that as a way to feel love, find the qualities within you, like make it a balance. Find the qualities within you that's character that are lovable, okay? Because you're going to see it written on paper, and then, you know, write things out in an affirmative way. Like, I am intelligent, I am loving, I am kind, I love this about myself, right? Okay, the practical here is to take the reins, all right, of your own life. There is communication. You're going to be the one communicating with yourself and with others, all right? Ask your friends and loved ones, how can I be, do you feel loved by me, right? How can I be in equal partnership with you? What ways can I show up for you that would make us feel equal, Do you feel like I'm giving to this relationship, friendship in an equal way? Okay, so they're asking you to go in and communicate, balance yourself out. And through asking questions, okay, I feel like you've been lost in your own mind and your own wants and desires, and holding on to the past energy has caused you to kind of be in this cycle. So they're asking you to, people that you know love you, that have been around for a long time, and I'm not talking about your specific person, not calling them up and asking them that. I feel like that would continue in the obsessive energy. This is saying, talk to your loved ones around you who have been there, your friends who've got you. Ask them some questions and be ready for whatever answers they give. Because remember, you're letting go of the burdens, you're letting go of that overwhelm, all right, that you've caused. So we have the 10 of Swords showed back up again, okay? So I feel like with this, remember, 10s are saying you're at the end of the cycle. You're at the end of the cycle of burdens. You're at the end of the cycle of this feeling here. With this, they're saying doing a cleanup, either meditation or a burning ceremony of all your past lovers. All right. Check in on the positive learnings that you got positively from them, and then let that burden go. Let the past go. Make it a clean slate. All right. In our day and age, we have different ways, and sometimes we have many different partners. I know in my 20s, I did have a lot, and 30s, had a lot of different partners. All right. And none of them steady. Right. And so this is saying, let that energy go from you so that you can be in your true self, because you guys are very, you have high integrity, this group. And so it's not showing through because it's like you've got all this energy on you from past. So, you can write their name out, or if you need closure, write them a little letter and then burn it and then give it to the ocean or flush it down the toilet, as long as you have water to flush it away. Or, do a cleansing, however works for you, okay? But there is a kind of an end and a beginning happening. And with Temperance, we have Ace of Wands. So the practical step here is get into your creativity. Be creative with it. This is going to be, you're going to have a return of this sensual energy, but in the positive. So they're saying be playful, be creative, all right? Channel it differently. For some of you, if you have been with people lately, you may decide to come off of sex for a little while, right? To really feel into what's the creativity of that chakra. If you haven't had sex in a while, still get into the creativity, but you're going to be channeling that yearning into letting it be new. Okay, so channel it into creativity, channel it into things that you're passionate about. And some of you may even have this reignition with your person, and just and so you may be physical with your person, but you're just noticing how it's different. Okay, so go in with the knowing, for those of you who will be relating physically to your person, let go of any of the yearning or obsessiveness. Let them come to you. Allow yourself to be open to their advances, but in a different way. Only if it's healthy, of course. Like if you're still in that cycle of back and forth, I would say refrain, and channel it differently. But they're wanting you to move into creativity, okay? And they're wanting you to move into, instead of lusting, desiring, grasping, obsessing, all right? This is you strong and steady, knowing what the hell you want, knowing who you are and where you are. And this is you moving into your power of creativity. There is new energy showing up. And it also feels like for the ladies out there, when we've had a lot of partners, okay, so this video is not made for kids, it's written that way, but when we've had a lot of partners, we hold the DNA of our past lovers in us, okay? even if you didn't make a baby, even if you didn't stay together, even with the one-night stands. So you can look up womb clearing or yoni clearing meditations, or do a little something with that. I have some processes like Hawaiian ways. So if you're interested in that, just email me and we can have that conversation, because that's not for the masses. But if that's resonating with you, I can give you some pointers on what to do with that. Okay. And so this is you releasing those energies of the past lovers. Okay, so if you are female bodied, there may be some work to do around that. Okay, especially if we've had any trauma. Of course, you know, if you want to talk to a therapist, all right, because there is, with this romantic, there is also a master of their craft. So someone who maybe had a similar situation as you and they overcame it, ask them, how did you do that? What were your steps? Okay, this is about being humble so that you can line up with love, so that you can come into your power, but in a way that is reciprocal rather than this is my way and we're going to do it this way. And, you know, it's like all about you, even in the yearning. And this is saying, what do you bring to the table other than your body, right? And you bring a lot to the table other than your body. I just feel like there's this energy around from your past lovers and the ideas that you've had about what love is. So all of that's changing. So do your process here, okay? Stand at that gateway, gather the positive intentions. If you're resonating with the past lovers there, there's some beautiful, on YouTube, there's some beautiful like womb healing and yoni healing meditations and exercises that you can do that will help you to move into the energy of healthy sacral chakra. Okay, so eroticism and creativity come from the same chakra. Okay, everything we create comes from that sacral chakra. The root and sacral work together to build our foundation in the 3D. And you don't have to reproduce a human. You can reproduce all of your creativity. Okay, that could be art, it could be a new business, or whatever it may be. But this is saying get back into you, turn your focus onto you, and there's an integration that's happening here. So do those things for 21 days. Ask your people around you what they love about you, what or what they need to be in balance with you if it's out of balance. And I do highly recommend like that clearing of the past lovers, because that will get you back on track there to be aligned with love. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. These are a little longer today, but they're so important because it helps us to be self-aware so that we can move into alignment. All we want is to be in that loving feeling and in love with ourselves and our partner, right? And so anything that we can do to align with that feeling cleanly is a good movement forward. Okay, so those of you who would like to enter the contest, here's how you do it. It's free to enter, free to win. You be a subscriber if you're not already, so subscribe, hit that bell button, like and share this video, and then in the comment section below write I am aligning with love. I am aligning with love, and that lets me know that you would like to enter the drawing. I'll do that at the first of the month and announce the winner, and hopefully it is you. So until next time, aloha. Aloha pile 3. This is Stephanie with the Whispering Dragonfly, coming to you with a really transformative pick a card reading of what toxic behaviors or denser behaviors are you bringing to a connection that are blocking you from love, or what you are looking to align with. We want to see how to get into alignment with love and loving through you. So we're going to look at toxic behaviors you may not be aware of. You may be aware of them. Trigger warning, okay? We're talking about your shadow side here and how to integrate needed, what practical changes you can make in order to see a shift into love and to come back into alignment with the vibration of love, loving through you and coming to you. Okay. Before we get started, I want to say thank you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting that bell button. Thank you so much for those who have donated and tipped, and thank you for those who comment. All of that's helping my channel to grow. We want to grow it as fast and as big as we can because I have so many things I want to offer you. So in order to dedicate that extra time, let's get this channel going because I have such cool things that I want to add to the channel. Okay. And if you would like a private reading with me or to buy any of my energy jewelry, the links for that are in the description box below, as well as I do a contest or drawing rather, free to enter, free to win for a 30-minute session with me personally every month. I'll let you know at the end of the video how to enter that drawing as some are here just for the messages. Okay, whew. Let's get right to it. So we're looking at the shadow side. We have the bridge, and underneath that was shapeshifter. I feel like the toxic part that you're bringing to connection or love is there's an element of you trying to force the connection. Okay, to force it to be on your timing. You're shape-shifting a bit, which can be about trickery. This can be about losing yourself in a connection. This can be about you essentially trying to, because they're showing me the lizard out there, but they showed me chameleon. They said chameleon. And so it's like, they're showing me the movie Runaway Bride where like, by the end of it, she always like morphed into her person that she was with. She didn't even know what kind of eggs she liked. She didn't even know any of that. And that makes me think of some behaviors I've had too, right? So in the intro, if you haven't watched the intro, please do. There's a huge pocket of information there through my talk story about my own experiences that will help you with this, okay? Just first off, admitting that sometimes we're the toxic one or we're the barrier in the connection. But the beautiful thing about energy, it doesn't have to take a long time to shift. We just have to shift. And I feel like for you, there's been some flip-flopping. And even if you haven't been intentional with manipulation, there's been some manipulation in order for to try to bridge this connection. So it's like you're bridging it. I feel like with this group, you have a soul level connection with your person of interest. You can feel it, you know it. And honestly, I feel like your person feels it and knows it. But because you've been a little bit anxious or a lot anxious, there's been this trying to bridge the connection. Okay, it's forcing it and it's lacking boundaries. And I feel like the lacking of boundaries has caused the shape shifting. All right, the bridge, because we're looking at these in their reversal. So the bridge is saying, you know, you've been lacking the boundaries. And because of that, it's like you're shifting all over the place and your person can't even really see who you truly are because you're trying to make it happen. This is in Law of Attraction where they talk about too much effort, right? This is you, male or female matters not, but this is you being in the masculine energy and really going after your person, but the timing hasn't been right. You're not listening to your internal voice. You're not listening to spirit, all right? So you may think that you are, but what the actions are showing and the reason it hasn't come together is because, and they have their own stuff, all right? So we're looking at you right now because you can't control your person, but you certainly can control how you respond to things and the changes you make. So this channel, we look at bringing you into sovereignty. We look at bringing you into your own personal power so that you line up to love no matter what the person outside of you is doing. All right. And with this is when we're aware, 5D, we go to awareness. When we're aware, then we can expand and we can move to 6D and create something new to experience here in the third dimension. All right, so you're in this stage of, first off, having some boundaries. I feel like for you guys, there has been such a want to be loved, okay? And anytime that we're in our shadow, we're looking at the places in ourselves where love has been excluded. And so you may have felt like in order to keep the peace in your home as a child, you had to kind of conform to other people's wants and opinions and be something different than yourself to be accepted. You may have had a lot of things that were very different from your family. You may have had abandonment. And this is why you started the pattern of conforming. I did share a story about my mom at the beginning of this video, and this is a pattern that that this group is experiencing, that I've also experienced, and am still learning how to have healthy boundaries that aren't spiky, right? To have like soft but firm boundaries for love, and to learn how to stand in my power. Because when you're raised by an addict or an abuser, or you've had those experiences, you don't stop loving the person of your your parent or the person that is behaving badly. You kind of stop loving yourself. You learn to kind of diminish your light and to fit in, to keep the peace, and to I'm only safe if I make sure this person is happy, and I'll do everything for them. And it turns into overgiving and lack of boundaries, and then childhood emotions coming out. And so in this instance, this is saying there is a definite need for boundaries. There's a need to connect back in with your higher self, so you know who you are and where you are. That's the first thing that you learn from the Hawaiian system of thinking, is to know who you are and where you are, okay? And this is where you are on your growth journey, where you're going, okay? But right now, it's like you've been taking on so many different energies from the lack of boundaries. You're not sure who you are, and you certainly don't know where you are, right? And so this is what you'll be learning, okay? All right, let's look into what toxic or denser behaviors are keeping pile 3 out of alignment with love. We're going to look at the Tarot of Dreams, and then the practical application, we're going to bring some light on in and look at the Light Seers Tarot, okay? Let's see here. Okay, I normally don't read reversals, but we had the High Priestess in reverse, Hierophant just came in reverse, and they're asking me to keep them that way, okay, for this particular part. All right. Okay. So for you guys, it has a lot to do about communication with yourself and otherwise. So we have the Chariot, okay? And we're looking at and all 3 readings have the Chariot, but in different positions. So for you guys, it's coming with the Bridge, trying to force the connection. So while you are, what's being asked of you is to take the reins of your life. But the Chariot is really quick energy. And I feel like with this, there's been this sense of urgency in your communication, in your resonance. You're trying to go forward with a partnership before it's ready. So they're talking about divine timing here. And I feel like for many of you, this is representing anxiety. While that's not the normal reading with this, it's coming with the 5 of Cups. You feel like if you don't keep it moving, you're going to lose the person. If you aren't doing a lot of effort, you're somehow going to lose out. You're looking at all these cups that were spilled previously in other relationships, how you shapeshifted, not realizing that the 2 of Cups here is here for you. It's already ready if you turn around to the light, but you're too busy circling around trying to make things happen, shape-shifting all over the place, that you can't see that you already have the relationship that you're asking for, if you would just let it happen and let it unfold in divine timing. But what's happening here what's been a little bit that toxic behavior is you're showing up as the High Priestess and the Hermit, or not Hermit, the Hierophant in the reverse. You haven't been listening to your own intuition and your own, you're trying to make a relationship come into commitment before it's time, okay? And it's causing you to doubt yourself and to doubt your intuition and to doubt your faith, okay? And this is saying that is what is holding things up, okay? We also have this obsessive type of thinking, right? We have 7 of Cups here. So there's been some obsession around overthinking or having too many options. I feel like for a lot of you, this feels more like you feel like your person has a lot of options. So you've been shape-shifting into all of these different things, hoping to fit their cup, right? When what you don't realize is that they already want you. And notice it's 2 separate, solid, full cups, all right, that come together in the 2 of Cups. Not these broken down, spilled over ones with nothing in them. It's 2 cups, whole and complete, that come together. But you're over here trying to shift into all of the things that you think they're gonna like that you don't even know yourself anymore. And that's what's getting in the way. And I feel like with this Ace of Swords, you're not listening to the call from Spirit because you've got your High Priestess in reverse and the Hierophant and your Faith in reverse. So while this does bring spiritual epiphany typically and truth, because you're bouncing around all over in the energies trying to fit. It's like they're showing me Cinderella's stepsisters trying to fit into that damn shoe when they had people around them that would be a perfect fit if they just were themselves. Okay, you can't fit yourself and mold yourself into all these different ways to make somebody love you. They're going to love you exactly as you are. Okay, and we're always healing and growing. That's why we have relationships, is to help us to heal and grow. But in this instance, what is stopping it from growing is you trying to make it happen. I also feel like you're not listening to your actual inner truth because you're so worried about what they're doing on the outside, and you're responding to energies and events outside of you rather than going inside and deciding, knowing who you are and where you are, going inside and deciding this is the path that I'm taking, okay, and seeing it clearly. And then that helps you to not respond to the 3D world. Remember, once it's already manifested into the 3D, it's old energy, all right? It takes physical time for it to enter into the 3D matrix. So by the time we're watching the 3D movie, it's just that it's a movie. It's already done. We're on to new energy within. And this is saying if you let go of the reins and let Spirit take over, you're going to have a much better outcome, okay? And I get it. I am absolutely one of those that likes to control things, and it doesn't work out for me when I do, okay? Like, I can only control myself and how I respond to things. You can only control yourself and how you respond to things, and trying to fit into being something different takes away from the reason they liked you in the first place. They liked you in the first place because you were you. But then as you start relating with someone, it's easy to start making more and more concessions, not having good boundaries, trying to make things happen at a different rate or speed than your partner's ready for, and then it becomes a bit of a cluster. And that's just where you are right now, but know that you can change that really quickly. All right. Let's look at the practical advice. So we're going to get the Light Seers Tarot. What can pile 3 practically do to realign with love and their outcome? What can they do? What's the practical steps? I'm hearing, let it go, let it go. From Frozen, that's so funny. All right. All right. All right. So with this one, we have the Chariot and with the Magician. All right. And the Magician was in reverse originally, but they said turn it back up. Okay. So the Magician is a novice. So start over in your magic, and instead of trying to manifest them, all right, try to, it's like turning the energy back towards yourself. Okay, the Magician is the card immediately after the Fool. All right. So the Magician is equipped with everything that they need to manifest, to do the magic. Okay, but it's still a card of the novice. All right. So this is saying you're going to start over while retaining, and you will have victory here. But instead of forcing things, you're going to go inside and balance yourself. All right. You can do this practice through meditation. You can do this practice through being physically out in nature and balancing yourself. Okay. But this is saying instead of focusing that magic and that manifestation outwardly, take control of the reins and come back into yourself. All right, this is bridging the communication with self to self in order for you to be in alignment. All right, you're a master manifester, but you've gotten into the habit of shape-shifting, and they want you to shift back into yourself. They're also saying soul retrieval. So look up a soul retrieval meditation on YouTube, or do a process where you call back in your parts, because you've basically given all your parts out to others, to the universe, to the different ones that you've loved, that you've shape-shifted into, and they're asking you to call your parts back to yourself so that you can be whole and complete within yourself and bridge the connection to your higher self. So switch the focus from the person of your desire, your specific person, or wanting to be loved, okay, and shift that focus back to yourself. And focus on your relationship with your higher self and getting that to be solid, okay? Asking what boundaries you need to have in place in order to feel like you can be with you. And for the next 21 days, do the process of bringing yourself back to yourself, okay? We have the High Priestess in reverse with the Seven of Swords. So practically here, what they're asking you to do is to stop hiding, okay? Get back. You're hiding from yourself. You're shape-shifting from yourself. This is asking you to stop letting other people steal your sunshine. Stop trying to force things to happen, okay? Go with the flow, and it's asking you to go inside and use your intuition. Stop hiding from yourself. How do you do this? Go into meditation. When thoughts come up that want to make something happen, you lean back. This is High Priestess, right? The High Priestess sees all, knows all, but they are mute. So inside, we have Sun and Moon here too. So in your inner world, balance yourself out. This is not about being out in the world trying to make things happen. This is going inside, all right? Let yourself release the bullshit, okay? I feel like, excuse my words there. I try to keep it as PG as possible, but there's a bit of lying to yourself here, and they're asking you to go in and see clearly, all right? The Hierophant is matched by the Four of Wands. This is saying there's going to be reason to celebrate. Find reasons to celebrate, okay? This does indicate that there is higher union coming on in, but how you do it is by being yourself. How you do it is by following the spiritual law. They're showing like law of attraction, looking at different things of that way. They're also showing go and have some fun. I feel like you've been so focused on this connection, so focused on trying to make things happen, that you've lost the fun. They're asking you for this next month, anything that feels fun. There's a music festival that comes up that you're looking at. If there's something cool that you'd like to do specifically, like spiritually, fun that you would like to do, that will give you an extra boost to coming back into your power and bridging the connection with your higher self. But go play. You have gotten way too serious trying to make things happen, and they're like, go play already. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Again, this is showing with the Seven of Cups. It's saying, turn the dials back to yourself. All right, you are going to be fortunate. Things are changing. This cycle is ending because you are coming into self-awareness. Therefore, you can expand. They're letting you know you're about to come out of this cycle of trying to conform. You weren't meant to conform or fit in. Look at this person. She is standing on the top of the wheel. She's making the wheel turn. She's doing it. She's taking control of her destiny. Not trying to fit into whatever cup the object of her desire is, the person of her desire. Hell no. She's standing there, happy, beautiful, moving into her power, turning that damn wheel the way that's going to be fortunate for her. Okay? Period. This is you coming back into your power. This is you having boundaries. Any wheel that was off, it's spinning away. This one, she's in control of. And she's standing there in tree pose on one foot, grounded AF, okay? You got to be pretty grounded to stay stable on a turning wheel in tree pose. And the dice says 10, okay? Cycle's ending, things are changing. And it's you're doing the work to change the cycle. And then we have the Ace of Swords with the Moon. I feel like this is asking you to do a deep dive within yourself. Pisces and Cancer really showing up here. All right, tell yourself the truth. Again, they're suggesting meditation. They're suggesting going inside and creating those boundaries. Release the illusion of control. The moon sees through the darkness, sees through the BS. They do the deep dive inside the water of emotions. This is you being truthful and honest with your guides, with your angels, whatever you talk to, your benevolent beings, and saying, show me the truth. Show me the way. Show me how to be in my being and be honest and let go of the illusions and the masks, all right? And we have the white dog and the black dog there, howling at the full moon. Full moon may be very important to you as well. So from the time you're watching this, you're going to have some epiphany around the full moon that's going to help you to come back in and bridge the connection within yourself. I just got an itch here on my back shoulder. Because you are a bridge for people, okay? You are very good at connecting. But in this particular instance, you've been shifting around too much to cater to everyone else that you've forgotten who and where you are. And so here's the practical steps. Meditation, meditation, meditation for you guys. This is going to be very important for you to go inside and get honest with yourself, talk to and connect with your inner being and source. You've been at the will of all of these different energies coming in, trying to make a connection happen. They're saying, let go of the reins. All right, stop bullshitting yourself and let go. Let the energy of what you have asked for is already done. So go into your meditation and tell yourself the truth. All right, you may discover that you want something completely different than what you originally thought you did. You may discover, wow, I don't like my eggs scrambled. I really like them poached. You know, you might discover, I don't really like romance movies anymore. Like they're not the path. I really like these action movies, or, you know, whatever it may be. All right, I feel like there's been they're asking you to stop conforming. They're also asking you to take the reins of your life through making connections through fun. Okay, have fun. It's time to celebrate. It's time to get back into your faith and your spiritual self, because this group is highly spiritual. Many of you are empathic and started your journey with some trauma or abandonment. And that's why there's been this shape-shifting energy like we talked about. But you're going to come into control of that. You're going to grab the wheel of your own life. And one of the suggestions that they're giving me is to write down all things that you like at this time. All right, your preferences, have your own opinion. So they're saying take the time for the next 21 days, go in your meditation, but even during the day, observe ways in which you're satisfied, right? So, man, I really like this flavor of ice cream now because our taste buds change. Our whole body changes completely every 7 years. We're on a whole new system, right? And so they're saying, take the time to taste things and decide what you like. Take the time to watch certain movies and decide if you still really like that genre or that artist or whatever else. Take some time to listen to different music and have a preference, okay? They're asking you to make these connections within yourself, to bridge these connections, to find out what you like now so that you don't have to shape-shift all over the place in order to feel loved or to try to make a connection. And they are asking you to go in and talk. This is highly asking you to reconnect with your star player, which is your higher self and source, okay? So in order to get balance, meditation's recommended here. Have fun and play, and then really start to talk to your guides and source. You're welcome to look at the Akashic records or that I have on my meditation series on the playlist. There's some full moon rituals that you could do. So you could listen to any guided meditation or do your own thing. It's however you feel like you connect with source. I often do that in nature, right? So get some time alone every day for the next 21 days to spend some time inside and write the things that you like, write the things you're satisfied with, have some opinions, have some backbone for yourself. And, at this time, just let you know what you desire, you know who you desire. Now you're getting to know yourself again. So have fun, let go of the reins for the next 21 days. Just say, I'm letting go of the outcome. Spirit knows my outcome. I'm not going to try to make anything happen. I'm going with the flow. Get yourself right with yourself, and then the partnership comes. So this is highly asking you to feed into the spirit of who you are now, because you've changed. Even spiritually, you've changed. So you may notice too that your signals from spirit have changed. All right, we grow and adapt. When I first was waking up, everything like trees and stuff talked to me so loud that I felt like I had like a symphony of voices and things. Like I thought I was going crazy, which, I'm a little crazy. Who isn't? But like, it was overwhelming. And I thought I had lost my gifts because after about a year or so, this was when I first started coming to Hawaii. The next time I came back to Kauai, things were very silent. I knew what to do, but they weren't yelling at me. And I asked the kahuna, I said, I think I've lost my gift. And he said, no, you haven't. You've graduated. You are one with them now, so they don't have to yell at you, right? And so that helped me to know that when we've graduated, things don't have to yell. They don't have to be forced. You're just one with the energy or the vibration of that person or the element, okay, or the pieces of nature or animal kingdom, because you're vibrating at the same vibration. When you're very different vibrations, they have to be more forceful, okay? So in order for you to come into vibrational harmony with your other, you have to come into vibrational harmony with yourself. So one last card from the Beyond Lemuria. All right, we have furred and feather friends. All right, so that we were just talking about like connecting with nature. So that's going to be useful for you as well. So if you can spend time in nature, specifically with the animal kingdom, so pay attention to animals that show up. Pay attention to symbols of that sort. It's going to have information for you to reconnect with yourself. So what they're saying is your spirit animal team is wanting to connect with you as part of your bridging team, okay, to get you back to yourself. I feel like you guys were already very connected to animals. For some of you, you may have a new pet coming in that's going to really help you. They're saying a familiar that's really going to help you with your magic and to stop trying to force things. They're going to teach you, or if you already have a pet, pay attention to them because they go off of your energy. And so they're going to be showing you where maybe you have been anxious, and you can kind of guide your energy by what they're responding to, because they're always going to respond to you. Okay, and yeah, so I think that's it. This is you getting back with you, and that's going to come through connecting with your higher self and source. 21 days, just let go of the reins a little bit or a lot. Figure out what you like, what you want. It may have changed, and you may surprise yourself with your new opinions and preferences, and you get to come forward with your preferences rather than trying to make something happen and fit into a shoe that may not fit. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys so much. For those of you who would like to enter the drawing, it's free to enter, free to win. Here's how you do it. You be a subscriber if you're not already, so subscribe, hit that bell button, like and share this video, and then in the comment section below, write I am aligning to love. I am aligning to love, and that lets me know that you would like to enter the drawing. First of the month, I will do that on video and announce the winner, and hopefully it is you. So until next time, aloha.